Hey yogis, welcome to day 4. I'm so excited that you're here. We moved very slow day 1, 2, and 3. We did some long holds. We walked through a lot of explanations. Today, on day 4 and day 5, we're going to move a little bit faster. Today is all about balancing and finding your balance. Let's get started in a child's pose. So take your knees out wide, let your big toes touch, walk your fingertips forward towards the top of your mat, and rest your forehead down either on your mat or on your block. Take a few deep breaths here, arriving onto your mat, engaging with your sense of touch, feeling how your mat or the carpet feels beneath your fingertips. Really softening through your hips, letting them sink back into the mat. Take one more deep breath in child's pose. Long, slow exhale out. And then find tabletop. So walk your hands back up. Hands under shoulders, knees under hips. Inhale, drop your belly, lift your chin, lift your tailbone. Exhale, press your spine up towards the ceiling. Inhale, lift your chin, lift your tailbone. Exhale, tuck your chin, tuck your tailbone. Inhale, pulling back on your hands without moving them. Exhale, press out of all 10 fingers. And then find your neutral spine again. Find downward facing dog. Tuck your toes. Send your hips up and back. Press your heels down towards your mat. Your gaze is right between your ankles. Deep breath in here. Deep breath out. And then gently take baby steps up to the top of your mat. So you're in a nice forward fold. Always have the option to bring the floor closer here. But we are folded over, so relax your shoulders, relax your neck. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, fold back down. Inhale, send your hips back. Reach your arms forward, chair pose. Make sure that your weight is in your heels here. Your heels must be on the ground in chair pose. Unless you're doing a variation the teacher tells you not to. But in today's case, heels on the ground. Rise back up. Hands come down. Mountain pose. Palms face the opposite wall. Take a deep breath in. Long, slow exhale out. And again, feel all 4 corners of each foot on your mat. From here, we'll find warrior 2. So send your right foot back. Left hand is in front. You have heel to arch alignment. Nice bend in your front knee. Knee is right over your ankle. Arms come out to a T. Gaze over your front fingertips. We're almost always looking forward in yoga. And I think that's something great to take off your mat too. Keep looking forward, keep looking up. From here, we'll take peaceful warrior. Flip your front palm. On your next inhale, reach back. So right hand slides down the right leg, opening up through your side body. And then come back to warrior 2. Find a high lunge here. So right hand comes forward, we reach up and you pivot on your back foot. So you're on the ball of your right foot now. It's almost like a warrior 1, but remember in warrior 1, our whole back foot is on the mat. From here, we're going to take our first balance, warrior three. So rooting down into your left leg, come off your back foot, extend your fingertips forward, kicking into your right heel, lengthening from fingertips to your heel, and then gently release high lunge. Find mountain pose. Take a deep breath in. Long, slow exhale out. And again, deep breath in. Slow exhale out. Find warrior two on the other side. So right foot is in front. Same foot placement as on the left. Gazing over your front fingertips. Trying not to let your knee wobble in or out, which might be the case. And paying attention to your back arm, it might drip or droop. So keep it lifted. Inhale, reach back, peaceful warrior, opening through your side body. And then on your next exhale, warrior two. Find your high lunge, pivoting on your back foot, reaching up towards the ceiling. Really strong here. And then find warrior three. It's okay if it's easier on one side than the other. And then find your high lunge. And then mountain. Deep breath in. Slow exhale out. Come and face the long side of your mat. We're going to do tree pose, which is a lot of people's favorite pose. It's really fun. But you have options, and you know I'm going to tell you all of them. So for the foot, you can leave your toes on the mat. That counts. You can bring your foot just to your calf. That's great. You can bring your foot all the way up to your inner thigh, but make sure it's all the way up here. Try not to put your foot right on the knee. It's going to create some pressure there. Could lead to an injury, so let's not do that. Those are your foot options. Arm options, if you need to step away from your mat and touch the wall, go for it. That's always an option in balancing poses. Otherwise, you can have hands at your heart in prayer, cactus, or full-on tree. So find tree pose first by rooting down into your right foot. We're going to root down into the right first. And then choose your leg placement. And be gentle with yourself. If you're wearing really slippery leggings, then maybe today you don't have your foot all the way up at your inner thigh. Maybe you can do that, but it's just not working today because of your leggings. That's okay. Place your foot on your calf. I do that all the time when I'm teaching. So root down into your standing leg. If you've ever had an ankle injury, this can be challenging. So be kind to yourself. And sometimes we just have days where it's difficult to balance, just like we have days where it's difficult to juggle adulting, where we have days where it's difficult to juggle our job, keeping the house clean, and also finding entertainment. Go ahead and release. Shake it out. Go ahead and recenter yourself. And then root down into the left leg this time. Same foot and arm placement if you can. If for some reason maybe you've had an injury on this leg and you need to take a different variation, you know your body best, do what works for you. Remember to keep breathing here. Sometimes we forget to breathe when we're doing things that are challenging, especially exercise, but also in our daily lives too. Whenever you feel like you're being challenged, I invite you to take a breath. Deep breath in, deep breath out. Always best if it's through your nose. Just one more breath here. And release. Go ahead and shake it out. Since we're already standing, the last balancing pose I want to show you is eagle pose. This is also really fun, but it is a bit challenging and twisty. So rooting down first into your right leg, you're gonna sit back in your hips a little bit as you cross your left leg over. Thighs are pressing together. You can keep your thighs like this, your foot out, or you can wrap your foot around your calf. Do what feels best for your body. And then left arm is on, or left leg is on top, so left arm is underneath. You can do backs of your hands together or palms together. In either case, lift your elbows, press your hands away. I also invite you to smile here. Just one more deep breath. And then gently release and shake it out. Starting on the left leg, cross your right over, sending your hips back slightly. Thighs pressed together, right arm underneath. And eagle pose. Remember to lift your elbows, pressing your hands away. Deep breaths here. And gently release. Shake it out. You can also use your block in eagle pose. So go ahead and bring it next to your standing leg. We'll take it one more time on each side, whether you want to use a block or not. Go ahead and cross your right leg over your left, right arm underneath your left. And then you can use this block for your right toes. So it'll help you keep your balance a little bit. It's a little bit more support. Sometimes we all need support. So if you have a day where balancing is a struggle for you and you're taking eagle pose in a class, grab your block. Let's do the other side. So rooting down into your right leg, sending your hips back. And the more you use your props, the more that you will know where to place them for you. So if it was a little awkward this time, just know the more you use your props, the more you'll have an understanding of where they need to be for each pose. Gently release. And we're going to come back to the top of our mat. So move your blocks out of the way. Inhale, reach all the way up. And then exhale, fold all the way down. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, fold. Plant your hands, maybe bend your knees. And then take one foot back and then the other, tabletop. From here, tuck your toes, send your hips up and back, downward facing dog. This is the last one we're going to do today, so enjoy it. Gently bring your knees back down. Take your knees out wide, child's pose, send your hips back, walk your fingertips forward, rest your forehead down on your mat or your block. Walk your fingertips back towards your body and then walk them behind you, reverse child's pose. Lift your hips, let your head roll back, opening up your throat. Gently release. Bring your legs out. And we're going to take reverse tabletop. This can be challenging. Again, I invite you to breathe when you're challenged. So feet planted on the mat, hands planted on the mat. Lift your hips up towards the ceiling and let your head roll back. Feel a gentle opening in your shoulders. And then gently release. Go ahead and come all the way down onto your back. Bring the soles of your feet together. Let your knees go wide. Bring one hand to your heart and one to your belly button. Take a few breaths here. I know for some of you, you have a really hard time in these poses where we just hold, where we're slow and gentle. But you're being productive here by bringing a hand to your belly button and to your heart. You're helping to calm your central nervous system by letting your knees stay out wide like this with the soles of your feet together. Gravity is helping to open up your hips. We don't have to do everything by ourselves. Sometimes we can just let the universe, let our world help us out, support us. Especially in those times when we're finding it hard to balance. So if you find yourself in 2024, or if you're watching this past that, and you're having a hard time balancing all of the things that you're being asked to do, all of the things that you have to do, I invite you to take a moment to reset, to reprioritize, to regain your balance. I'm going to ask you to take 3 more breaths here on your own. And then bring your knees back up. Bring them into your chest. And then turn over onto one side and make your way back to a sitting position. Congratulations for getting through day 4. And I really hope you can make it for day 5, 6, and 7. You just have 3 days to go.